on any item, the time to do so is now. If you haven't already done so and you would like to speak, please fill out the green slip at the rear of the room right back here and hand it to the city clerk here in the front of the room. She will call out your name. Once more, we would appreciate if you keep your comments to 3 minutes. The green light will come on when you approach the podium, and the red light will come on when your time is up.
Mickey Phelan, 2341 McFadden, Beaumont, Texas.
Hi, guys. Two kudos. One, Mrs. Broussard in the solid waste department here got immediately on something. People kept dumping stuff over there behind the Ashley Square Apartments, and she picked it up and they dumped it again. I called her and they picked it up that very afternoon, so she's doing a great job. And then on the issue that I'm here to speak to y'all about today, Ashley in the water department deserves a Congressional Medal of Honor after putting up with me last week. I provided y'all with a copy of two bills. One, for some reason, they've been delivered to my home, are both houses within 3 days of termination. When you have several accounts, I've asked the water department to put me on one bill so I could pay everything at once. They said they can't do it because of the staggered metering or whether they read the meters. Well, the meter on Lucas is covered with an ant mound that hasn't been read since God knows when. So I don't know where it is right now. I believe we should work on something towards getting, if this deal with the computer or the metering that you're working on right now, hopefully it has some process that it can send you a text message or something to let you know that a bill hasn't been paid. The way they cut that meter off on Ashley the other day, the bill was due April 1st. They shut it off the 3rd. I got the bill on the 4th. So I got the bill 3 days after it was due and a day after it was turned off. So let's work towards letting people who are trying to pay their taxes and work. I mean, if I have 5 accounts and only one of them is not being paid, it seems to reason that I haven't gotten an invoice. And for some reason, that thing's been moved back to that old house. It's not going to Ashley. So that's been corrected. Again, the young lady Ashley was a saint. And y'all have been a saint to listen to all this. But y'all need to come up with some process. Intex does it, or Centerpoint, GSU, Entergy, they all do it. I mean, we should be able to do it. I mean, it's a lot cheaper than going out and spending $12 million on something that's going to supposedly read the meter. Just so, I mean, the guys that shut the stuff off would make a SEAL team envious. I mean, they can knock that stuff out and they're gone in a flash. So thank y'all very much.
Thank you.
Antoinette Harrison and I think it's LaVon Fegans, 5020 Wilshire Street, Beaumont, Texas.
Good afternoon. Good evening. I'm here today. I said 5020 Wilshire. It's on the corner of 4900 Wilshire and East Lucas Drive. On March 14th, the heavy haul with the city of Beaumont came out and they damaged my home. And not only that, if we wasn't at home, we wouldn't have never known that they did it because the board that they pulled off the house was dragged down Wilshire, almost to the stop sign there. When we contacted the supervisor on March 14th, he told us that he would get back with us. They gave us a claims adjuster by the name of Mr. Martin with the city of Beaumont. He never did call us back, so we called them on the 15th of March. We was told that it was not the city of Beaumont's responsibility to fix this, that it was AT&T's problem. AT&T got back in touch with us, told us that it was not the AT&T's problem, that it was the city of Beaumont, that they have noticed on several different occasions that the city comes through there and they're not paying attention to how high the wires are, and they come through there. Like I said, we wouldn't have never known how the damage occurred to the house if we was not home on that morning that it happened. Also, for 7 years on this corner, there's a sign, a poster board, billboard, and they come out and they clean right in front of that billboard. But as you see on the side of the street that's coming down Wilshire, the actual street, we have woods that are there. It's not also as much as it being an eyesore, it is as a safety hazard. We've had people staying there. We've been called to stay in our house when they've had people running those woods, but they've had to call law enforcement out there. We've had people just running in there that comes in the backyard, because if this is a private property, we don't have any way to block it off. They have told us about squatters' rights. We don't want any other property. We just want whoever owns the property to come out there and do the right thing, because the woods, like I said, it's not just an eyesore, it's a safety hazard. And like I said, we're just trying to find out who we need to talk to, because they're telling us to file this on our insurance. And I don't think that we should be responsible for something that the city did. And they're asking us, how do we know that it was city truck? Well, every other Thursday they come out at heavy haul. And they do this, and it's been done. And like I said, as a responsible driver, you're supposed to know the height of what the vehicle that you're driving. So if you have a low line, whose responsibility is to return that in?
And also, on that particular day, those trucks that was out there wasn't supposed to be out there, because there's different trucks that goes on different streets. Those particular trucks that was out on that day were a little bit higher than the regular heavy haul trucks that come out. And they were newer. They looked like they had been painted. And I did pay attention to that. That's the investigation that AT&T did, because any other time they come down there, we hadn't had a problem with the lines or anything being torn down. So we just trying to see who's responsible.
Okay, thank you. Councilmember. And okay, if you will stay until we're finished in just a few minutes, the city attorney and possibly Councilmember will visit with you, okay? Thank y'all.
That's all I have, Mayor.
Okay, is there any other citizen who wishes to speak today? If there is no one, thank you all for coming.